Hey everybody, DayTraderRockStar, and a special Tuesday video coming up here discussing market conditions. If you woke up this morning and noticed that the futures were down a lot, yes, I think it took me by surprise. I watched the overnight market last night. I noticed we were down, but when we woke up this morning, got into the office today, turned on, got the show running, something about it, the reason, I dug deep into news, and it's like, all right, everything going back to the Obamacare, the healthcare reform, failing to get passed, and, using this as a reason to suspect worse things down the road. So the market here kind of grabbed onto that, ran it. Didn't see no reason for it. The big thing for me is, of course, technicals. We've seen this market react perfect using the daily and the 60-minute time frame divergences. And news that comes out usually plays right into that, meaning that sometimes we get news and it brings us right down to an area where we're supposed to bounce. And now people are thinking, all right, well, news is going to bring us down, but we bounce. Why did we bouncing? I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you why we bounced today. It was a great setups. There was some great trades today to be had. The gap down started. First of all, we gap down right to an important trend line, two trend lines. This is what we call an X marks the spot in the HPS methodology. Is when you have a lower trend line, rising one underneath us, and then you have a lower one of a channel line coming down to it, and you make this X. And anywhere in that area is usually a good area to see the market rebound back up. Now, we have a couple of things going for us. On the 60-minute time frame, which we have here, we have what we call a divergence, and this is really powerful. We have that low here, move up, the gap down, and low here, but the higher low here. Really a nice divergence, something that was pointed out earlier today in the day, and we actually had that rally. We went back into positive territory for a second. I think the S&P actually closed down just under 2 points. The NASDAQ closed up positive. Overall, you can see the candlestick. It's an impressive one. I like it. I like that the daily was oversold also. So we had the daily, and we have a weekly divergence. Two things going for us. Now, it's always tricky, I've seen this pattern break down before, especially a divergence. You get that initial divergence set up, and then it just fails and rotates back down. And, that could happen. It really depends. I think news is going to be part of this market. We're going to see a lot of news affect it in ways that it's going to be fast little moves. And, hopefully the technical levels hold up. In some cases like this one, we kind of broke through that lower trend line, but we got up there. We move right back up to the 20-period moving average. Now, what I usually see here, if we do get a little pullback here, we can actually pull back again to either one of these trend lines, and that would be the important part that I would like to see hold. Because this is kind of a reactionary drop, a reversal. If anything, we'll hold this trend line on our next attempt if we go lower. With that daily setup, the 60 setup, I think this is just a lot of a lot of smoke and mirrors, and a lot of just talk out there, what's going on, and spooking the market a little. I think people are going to realize it's not, it's going to be one and done. I call this little pullback one and done. It's not a big pullback. And I think we can head right back up here. The buy the dipper is going to be back in on force. They're going to realize, hey, it's not even the first 100 days of the presidency. There's a lot to look forward to, and that's what the market's going to price in. The extra stuff coming along down the path. So tomorrow, I would like to get some follow through. I'd like to get some follow through using that daily candle, turning back up the hourly with the divergence looking good. So that's not a problem for me at all. I think we're more into some great setups on stocks that look like they're going to get some follow through. I think the drugs are going to get a nice move this week. With the focus off of healthcare reform, kind of took a little heat off the drugs too. At least today it did. And we had a lot of drugs here bouncing across the board. The Celgene, look at this. Look at that daily candle here. Big candles. I like the Gilead down here. It was kind of an interesting candle. It's a smaller one. The ABVV. A nice candle. The IBB, Biotechs, big candle on that one. So I like these engulfing patterns. The volume was okay, not tremendous. But it's usually a good sign that we might get some follow through, and it's early enough in the week. Maybe we could get a few days upside on the drugs and the biotechs. But there's even better ones here set up, because we've been, putting a couple stocks out on the HPS watch list that we're waiting for reversal candles. And that's a hard thing to call, but I broke them down in the charts. You understand why I was looking at it. Why we were looking at certain stocks and looking for these reversals, because they've played out multiple times, like AAP. These downward channels here usually reversed on some nice candles. Now, this is not the best reversal. Those reversals are usually engulfing patterns. This one got a little bounce, AAP. Not bad. We'll see what happens with it tomorrow. But there's even some nicer ones. APD today. We started a new position. Here's a little bit better of a candle on a pullback, and a divergence. And I put this line here, kind of not to trick you, but this is the beginning of a possible divergence right here, which I like a lot. So we have a lot of setups that that are kind of floating back up here, even in the face of the sell-off. These are looking good down here. APD, AAP, and then we're in the some of the restaurant stocks. Brinker here starting to turn back up. We're in down here. We're in the money on that one, and then Under Armour is acting a little bit better now. We gapped up. We held that gap. Again, this is another divergence we got into. So we're sticking to the plan of just really taking each trade based on the setup. In this case, I love taking divergences. If it's not a divergence, it has to be another HPS playbook setup here. They're going to give us the best trades. So here's Under Armour was one. Again, the Brinker was another. The couple stocks today, the ADP. Or the was it the ADP? APD. APD. That's a divergence right there. And we even had some divergences on the airlines recently, and they've performed pretty well today too. You can see that high or low. I'm not in any of the airlines though. But these are definitely worth watching. And the PRGO here. I think we have a nice move here tomorrow. I think tomorrow's the day on this. I was banging the table on today. I said we're looking for a lower trend line, oversold stochastic reversal candle, and we have it lined up. And volume starting to pick up here also. Close near the highs of the session. 72, 71, 72, not a problem. It's probably going to be one of the better bets for for tomorrow, maybe even the next day, but just because everything lined up. We have the green volume, we're oversold, we have the trend line, we have the engulfing pattern. It's like four things that we want to get lined up for a big move. So PRGO here, definitely on the top of the list. And I think we're going to get follow through on CMG. CMG is another situation where we pulled down underneath that trend line just to come back into it and then hold it. So we're kind of held it today, started moving back up. This is very strong on the daily stochastics. The 60-minute time frame. Pull back like it should on the daily. If the daily's strong, the 60 rotates back and then moves back up aggressively. And this should go tomorrow. Everything looks really nice for follow through, and on it, let's get right back up there in the 430s. And that's about it. I just want to go over a few stocks. Most of those stocks are for the members. So if you're not a member, please join up. Come on by Day Trading Radio. We're on the air every single day from 8 o'clock in the morning until 4:30 or so. Right now it's about 6 o'clock in the evening, and I'm doing this extra little research here. So I got some other scans I'm going to be doing here. But I wanted to get this out to you and just talk about the market conditions and what do I expect from here. Everything looks good, If there wasn't that news out on Friday or that news headlines and I was just looking at the chart, this is just a textbook pullback with a flag, with an oversold. What happened the last time? We pull back, oversold, bounce, and major rally. Pullback, oversold, bounce. This might just be, just a lot of chatter out there in the news talking about how this might affect the stock market. And this stock market's just going to go into cruise control and move right up and move right out. Not even caring. That people have finally realized that everything that's being spewed out there on the televisions, it's just all nonsense anyway. All right, that's it. I'll see you in the markets. We're moving higher.